Ooh la la, my gorgeous Taurini, you see in particular in between the 2nd and the 11th of May 2021, things are going to become quite interesting for you indeed, rather beneficial in many different ways. If I can actually express myself like this, it is going to be a very important time. Just remember, it will be in between the 2nd and the 11th of May 2021, things are going to be super beneficial for you, my gorgeous Taurini, indeed, because what is actually going to happen is you are going to come across the situation which, first of all, it's not going to make sense, but then on another hand, it's rather kind of going to be quite beneficial for you, because it is most certainly going to open your eyes and it's going to make you think in this particular way. Once you find yourself within this dimension, this in itself is going to be almost immediately connected to the fact that you are going to become aware of the certain plan, and that particular plan is going to be the beginning of a new stage in your life, my gorgeous Taurinis. And when it comes to you planning for the long term, but also on another hand, it's to do with an advancement, it's to do with the actual your desires, it's to do with a step in the next direction. It's to do with the next step in your life, but most importantly, it's connected to the choice that you've made in the past. And the choice that you've made in the past is pretty much so strongly connected to this situation, but it's also strongly connected to things that you have been thinking about, things that you have been planning, things that you have wanted to achieve within the last 24 months. So prepare for, like, oh my Lord, a very, very important journey for you, because by the time you get to the end of the month, my gorgeous Taurus, my beautiful Taurini, you are going to pretty much so having the whole new beginning. Okay, so my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Taurini, and it's for May 2021. So it's for you, my gorgeous Taurus, my beautiful Taurini, and it's for May 2021. How could I possibly forget? How could I possibly forget? Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Taurini, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Taurini, happy birthday to you, let's go, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Taurini, happy birthday to you. This will be a magical month, this will be a magical month, this will be the month of changes for you, gorgeous Taurini. I love you so much, and you know what, of course that this is going to be your month. Your energy is going to be absolutely multiplied, and it is going to be very interesting. When I say that the energy is going to be multiplied, you are pretty much going to be aware of things around you that you haven't been aware of before, but in such a sense where you're gonna feel that vavavumish feeling, you know, but at the same time there is going to be that sacred push that you will feel that you wouldn't normally feel. This month is going to bring you a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful gift, and that particular gift is also going to mark the beginning of the rejuvenation. It is the month to just basically get hold of the things that you want to do. It is the month that you could where you really need to kind of show yourself, you know. It's the month to do things that you wanted to do, because at the same time you are going to be rather sacredly guided. When it comes to the actual number, when it comes to the actual numerology, your number is 1305. 1305 is bringing a very important message of the actual transformation, but also the realization at the same time how far you have come in life. But I'm not saying that you didn't realize this so far. I'm not saying that you didn't realize this by now, but I'm just saying that this wonderful energy is going to help you to feel things for what they are, and that in itself is going to help you to stay on top of the things, you know. So before you would have a moment like, oh no, you know, maybe things are negative and maybe things are not working out, and maybe that would kind of prevent you and would stop you and it would block you from moving on, because it's all connected to the negative energy that we at the same time create, which is absolutely natural. But now at this moment in time, you're gonna have that power, you're gonna have that bravery, and that in itself is going to enhance this particular energy, which is only going to help you by pushing you towards the things that you know that you need to do, but maybe sometimes you were just like kind of prevented in order to move on because of lots of things that have been going on. So this is why it's very important. And also, you know, number 13, as I said, it's all to do with the transformation, but it's also to do with the new start, with the new beginning, with your own personal rebirth. And suddenly you're also gonna have this realization, like what really no longer serves you, you know, what no longer fit in your life. And this is also going to be, you know, be part of your personal growth that I'm actually talking about. And then number 13, and then 05. It's pretty much so you really kind of getting this energy and sense of your own direction, and that in itself is going to be important, because you are going to give so much power to yourself within those areas and those parts of your lives that you were uncertain so far. So this is going to be a beautiful moment where your connection with subconscious mind is just going to overtake, which means that number 13, 05 in itself, it's very much so showing that, you know, throughout this month there are going to be lots of signs that you need to pay attention to. You know, in particular, if you notice like a little birds, you know, like maybe acting a little bit unusual around you, or maybe like acting in a certain way, you know, just make sure that this is also very strong connected to the very strong message that you are going to have very soon after, which is going to come to you like to the some kind, it's going to lead towards some kind of conclusion. So if you do see a bird and it managed to grab your attention throughout this month, my gorgeous Taurinis, you also need to remember that this is your sacred messenger indeed, and that sacred messenger, it's also going to show you the way, okay, and it's going to pretty much so let you know that you're coming to an end with a very unusual and with a very kind of heavy obstacle in your life that is pretty much so very soon after going to seem like, oh yeah, it was so kind of like easy, so much more easier than you would normally think. Number 1305 also means, you know, this is pretty much so to do with a new start. Okay, you need to remember that there are going to be a bit of a tests and challenges that you are going to have at the same time, but you need to remember above all to use your sacred energy, because this is your time, this is your month, this is your time to shine. And even if you feel drained, even if you feel tired, you need to know that once you make that little spiritual knock that I'm always talking about, it only requires from you to step towards the necessary direction. And if you feel drained, if you feel tired, if you don't feel right, don't worry, just ignore it. Just remember that this is your sacred month where your subconscious mind, your third psychic eye, it's going to be guiding you. So all you need to do in order to achieve that knock spiritual knock, you just need to step forward, because the bottom line is that it's more powerful than anything. You are going to have a massive, enormous, giant step forward this month. You just need to remember, my gorgeous Taurinis, to trust yourself and push your fears aside indeed. And it's all about you taking a leap of faith at the same time, every single time when you feel like kind of like a maybe not right and things like that. On another hand, you know, you are going to become very assertive, you know, towards the actual moment. I can see you are kind of like gonna feel re-energized, and I really really like this so much. I can feel it right now, like there is a no tomorrow. And it's about this assertive, being assertive, but at the same time, it's about this very powerful energy that is like almost like gives you these wings, you know, to fly at the same time towards the things that you want to do. And yes, there is going to be the little challenge that you're going to be facing, like, oh my Lord, it's most certainly true. There is a very challenging situation that you will have. And you know what? Well, a bit of a yin-yang moment indeed, because at around the mid of month, you are going to be tested. And, you know, because the energy is going to be like very much so, very strong all around the place. And when I say all around the place, it looks like that you're going to have moments when you're going to feel like your energy is completely drained, but at the same time, you're going to have moments like you're going to think like you can literally fly. You see, this is exactly what I'm talking about when I say that the energy is going to be all around the place, you see, but good, very promising indeed. So there is going to be a bit of a tower moment that you are going to have, my gorgeous Taurinis, you know, which means the situation that is going to go, you know, like surprise you. It's going to kind of throw you out of the balance a little bit. But, you know, we need this sometimes, you know, because this is going to help you so much, because something is going to be unearthed at the same time. Something is going to become evident at the same time. You're going to realize things that you didn't realize before, and they are, yet again, going to be rather beneficial for you. Just remember, my gorgeous Taurinis, because there is going to be a bit of a tower situation. It's gonna throw you up, it's gonna throw you up. No, it's gonna throw you out of the balance a little bit. I meant to say it's gonna throw you out of the balance a little bit, but this balance is going to be pretty much needed, because as I said, you know, it's gonna require from you to act and react in a certain way within the certain reasonable amount of time, which is exactly going to happen, and it's going to lead towards you actually escaping even bigger, like kind of negativity or disaster, if I can say like that, by making the right choice, by abandoning and cutting something out of your life. So that in itself, it's important, because it's going to release your energy, because it's pretty much so connected to the rather stale karma. And rather stale karma does nothing than just basically is draining your energy until you notice yourself that a specific part of your life slowly came to an end, and it's on you to see what this is. It's on you to decide what to do, and it's on you to decide what the next step is going to be at the same time. It's brilliant, because most certainly it's going to help you to reach the full circle by making the right decision, you know, by starting this process of unfoldment at the same time. It's important because it is going to redirect you where you should be redirected towards indeed. You know, you will know it's time to move on, but then again, you know, you're gonna find yourself on a very, very interesting spiritual quest indeed. And this is why I say just a lot is gonna be talking to you throughout this month. You know, a lot is going to be talking to you, and especially when it comes to the stage and the period in between the 23rd of May and the 31st of May. My Lord, this is the time to also pay attention to the actual signs, pay attention to the synchronicities. Just remember, your energy is going to be very vibrant and very powerful, because it's your time. It's your time, my gorgeous Taurinis. Use it wisely. So any kind of like a numbers repeating, but in particular when it comes to 333, in particular when it comes to 777 and 555, my Lord, any combination of these numbers repeating, you just need to pay attention almost immediately. You know, you can see it on your watch, you can see it on TV, you can see it on an internet, wherever you see it, however you connect, it doesn't matter. What you just need to do is just like kind of like a focus on exactly those thoughts in your mind that were creating your problems, because there will be a very important answer that you are going to get to your own personal question, but specifically to the situation that has been slowing you down and creating you problems, but you didn't actually know what to do. You know, what would be the best thing to do and things like that. So this is something that you need to pay attention to and watch for at the same time. You know, you are gonna find yourself like in such an interesting crossroads where you will want to choose to make big life changes. things, you know, and that in itself is going to realize, it's going to help you realize important change in priorities that you should be paying attention to, my gorgeous Taurinis, indeed. So this is going to be rather important. Let me just show you this. Look, when I shuffle these oracle cards for my gorgeous Taurinis, and this is most certainly your birthday little oracle card, okay? So this is your birthday oracle card, but of course I'm specifically connected to the month of May. You see this? Absolutely fantastic. The energy is gonna flow perfectly. The energy is gonna flow beautifully. So this is just a reminder to you that if you want to deal with the problems, deal with issues, whatever in your life has caused you to kind of like have caused a certain blockage, this means that you are going to have the relevant power to deal with it. You just have to trust yourself, and even if you don't feel like it, just remember that all you need to do is just make a spiritual knock. Okay, look at this potential, absolutely remarkable. This month you are going to realize the full potential of something absolutely mind-blowing in your life, and you're also like kind of halfway there, and the other half is going to shine lots of light on it as soon as you focus, my babies, and you will know exactly what to do and what the next step is going to be. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Taurinis, when it comes to the actual health, you see, you just need to make sure, like, oh my lord, like if you can drink as much water as you possibly can. This is more important than absolutely anything. Try to avoid sugar as much as you can, because sugar is going to be something that is going to be creating like lots of negativity, and it's a false sense of energy that sugar is giving to people. It is not really good at all. It's really bad for you. So please, if you can drink as much water as you possibly can, my gorgeous Taurinis, that would be absolutely fantastic, because that way you're gonna get the things going within your body by getting rid of the unnecessary toxins, but at the same time it's gonna make you feel so much better, and you will realize how much more re-energized you're actually going to feel. On another hand, my gorgeous Taurinis, when it comes to the actual like you know, try to cut down on like maybe cakes, try to cut down on like sweets as much as you can. I'm not saying to you to stop sweets and things like that, but I just know that your stomach, your tummy, it's going to be like a little bit sensitive throughout this month. So it's very important to make sure you understand that things that you put inside your body can make you either sick or they can make you either really healthy, you see. So this is something that you need to pay attention to. Very, very important, my gorgeous Taurinis, indeed. So any coffee that you drink or any drinks that you normally put a little bit of sugar on, maybe you can just in exchange instead of sugar just use like organic maple syrup, or maybe just a little bit of organic honey, you know, instead, or maybe just don't use sugar at all, or any type of sweetener, you know. It's really entirely up to you, but if you do it, just try to use like something like organic maple syrup or organic honey. On another hand, what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Taurinis, you know, it's just a little bit of stress that I know that you are going to have throughout this month. So my my advice would be to actually try to get like something like a natural dose of B vitamins, which is on another hand going to be very beneficial for you when it comes to like when it comes to your stress levels, but it's also going to re-energize you, but it's also going to be beneficial for entire digestive system. So you've got so many things in one. So when you get like the natural B vitamin complex, which is something that I would highly suggest to you to have throughout the months, you just need to make sure that the folic acid within this B vitamin complex is folate instead of folic acid, because folic acid is made in a chemical way and folate is made in a natural way. And also you need to make sure that B12 within this B complex is actually made in a natural way, not a chemical way. So this is something that I need to recommend you. And also on another hand, when it comes to flushing out the toxins out of the system throughout the month, I would also highly advise you to drink organic chamomile tea. sweetened with a little bit of honey, or and with unwaxed lemon, and maybe with like organic maple syrup sweetened, but no sugar, no baby, or no sweetened with anything maybe. Or on another hand, also, so it's organic chamomile tea, organic nettle tea, or organic dandelion tea. All these three types of tea are going to be super beneficial for you when it comes to feeling so much better, when it comes to drinking the right thing that rejuvenates you in so many different ways, but also it's just going to be even more beneficial when it comes to get rid of the toxins out of the system. And also because your skin is going to be a little bit sensitive, make sure that you're using deodorant without aluminum. So use deodorant without aluminum, so that way your skin can breathe instead of blocking your pores, which is complete nonsense, and then you just end up with a concoction of chemicals in your body. So if you can use like a natural deodorant without aluminum, okay? If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, or you just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous Taurinis, or not. Okay, so now the very first date is going to be on the 2nd of May. So as I said, the 2nd of May is going to be really brilliant because it's going to help you to see the beneficial situation which is on another hand going to come up rather surprising. So I think actually that the 1st of May and the 2nd of May are going to be quite as equally important, and the 1st of May is actually going to start this process, this progress, where you're going to find yourself within this element, and you will see something, and you will see the beneficial situation where you wouldn't normally see. And this is going to be fantastic because it's going to also be connected to the actual rather important news that you are going to have. The 2nd of May in particular is going to bring you really important news when it comes to your personal gain, but in particular when it comes to your advancement. It's something that you have been waiting for and something that you have been expecting, but then again there are going to be lots of other elements. Just remember, beneficial situations that you are going to realize by having your eyes wide open. It's going to help you to realize certain things, but also, it is just pretty much so with you recognizing the certain abilities, and these abilities that you're going to recognize are going to in turn into rather mind-blowing ideas. Maybe perhaps these ideas you can just keep to yourself at the moment, but you will see as the time goes by, this is going to become more and more powerful, and things are just going to start coming out of you like there is no tomorrow. Naturally, it's fantastic. It's pretty much so, as I said, to do with the planning for the long term, and also it's just basically connected to the abundance from the past choices. I really like it because you're gonna feel like, oh my god, like you want to kind of like do something really quickly. Oh my god, like this. But then again, just remember to be patient as you decide what to do next. This is very important. And also, you will be most certainly facing a rather intellectual challenge, but then at the same time it's all to do with a brilliant insight, but also that brilliant insight is going to be directly responsible for you to realize there is a particular information that is going to come up, and it's quite challenging, but then again it's just going to require from you to review all the documents very carefully. And any information that comes through like that throughout the month, if you don't feel like really, oh my god, I should do it, I should go for it, just review all documents very carefully if you're uncertain, because as I said, your subconscious mind is going to be guiding you through. And that in itself is going to be very revealing indeed. The second important date is going to be on the 11th of May. Now, this is fantastic. This is almost like, oh my god, you're gonna have this quite mind-blowing little spiritual experience here, like ooh la la. Maybe you will dream about something, where maybe you will open your eyes and you're just gonna come to terms with something that you normally wouldn't come to terms to. Maybe you will see a certain sign. Maybe someone is gonna tell you something. Maybe you're gonna see someone rather unusual, and then it's going to be quite interesting, like an unfoldment of events followed after that. it really depends. But on the 11th of May, it's a very important spiritual experience that you're going to have, and this is also going to bring a rather powerful confirmation. On another hand, it's all about your personal growth, from your hard work, that is going to become evident on the 11th of May, but it's to do with the progress, and it's also at the same time to do with an important moment where you're going to see the results of efforts that are nearly due, but then again it's going to require from you to reorganize things a little bit. Your reorganization is going to be super important here, my gorgeous Taurinis, indeed, and also very, very important and successful dealings, moment with the dealings, so in between the 11th of May and the end of that month, if you do need to have certain dealings, if you do need to kind of like assign something, if you need to start something, this is an absolutely remarkable time, because you're gonna gain so much more than you normally would. On one hand, the energy levels are gonna be like, hello my darling, but then on another hand, you're just gonna find yourself being rather active and achieving so much more, not only when it comes to you being rather physical, but at the same time when it comes to you being very mentally strong, in order to deal with things. On another hand, you are going to become aware of an ending that is most certainly going to lead to new beginnings, and you're going to also realize that this is the need to release situations or people that are holding you back, for example, because this is all about your own personal transformation. Remember, number 11 is a very, very powerful number, and it's pretty much so to do with your own personal revolution when it comes to your own spirituality. So this is going to be big, but when this happens, there is normally a lot going on, so you need to be aware of the fact that there is a lot going to be going on, but then again, it's going to be connected to an unexpected event, which is going to require from you to respond quite rapidly. And this, I need to remind you that you are going to have a mind-blowing ability to multitask, so this is something that you just simply need to remember. The third important date, my gorgeous Taurini, is going to be on the actual 31st of May. Now, the 31st of May, it's like, oh my God, you are gonna feel a little bit overwhelmed, but in a good way, I have to say, overwhelmed, because you are gonna be able to be part of the certain challenge, and you're gonna like this, pretty much so. Before you would be like, oh God, I'm not too sure, but now you're just gonna be kind of overwhelmed, but it's still going to require from you to make the next step, okay? And this is going to be quite challenging. And also, I have to say to you, it's about you, what you're going to do, because pretty much so it's to do with an important clarity, but also it's going to require from you to get even more clarity on what you desire to actually move forward. So this is going to be important, because there are going to be a few other choices that are going to be like kind of like a very bright right in front of you, but most certainly will know what to do by making the right decision. And this is pretty much so to do with your power, it's to do with your future, it's to do with your financial situation, it's to do with your financial security, and it's just with you moving forward with your lives, because I can see that you're also going to kind of like somebody's going to be someone is going to be quite dominating in your life, and that person is also going to kind of in a certain way going to be part of this process when it comes to you moving on, you see, when it comes to you moving away from this particular person. I want to say that the 31st of May, it's really important, because it's going to be connected to the end of a situation that is most certainly going to bring you relief. And this relief is going to be absolutely everything, because it's going to be connected to the actual opportunity for happiness. I'm not saying that you were sad, I'm not saying that you were miserable, but you will know exactly what I mean by the time we get to the actual 31st of May 2021, because it's going to be connected to you getting rid of this weight off your shoulders, and it's fantastic, absolutely brilliant, because your reaction is going to be quite ecstatic in many different ways, and it's going to require a certain action from you as well, my gorgeous Taurinis. You see, let me just show you this. The 31st of May for you, my gorgeous Taurinis. Okay, spirits, the 31st of May, bring us your love, bring us your power, bring us your psychic intuition in this oracle for the 31st of May. When it comes to you, my gorgeous Taurinis, look, have patience. It's very important. This is going to be part of your test as well. Be patient, be patient, be patient, okay? This is very much so connected to your spiritual growth, and it's going to test you in a way like, oh God, I can't wait any longer. But just remember, be patient. It's important. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Taurinis, I'm just going to see what is going to happen in the first part of May, mid part of May, and the last part of May. The first part of May, it's all going to be about a certain person slowly, but rather surely returning into your life. And no, I'm not talking about like ex-husbands, ex-boyfriends, ex-wives, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about someone very special. I'm talking about someone who is very significant, and I'm talking about someone whom you lost, like some kind of relationship like that was maybe rather steady, you know. But so now this is going to mark a very strong return of someone very special into your life, who is going to tell you something and give you a rather important and significant and quite mind-blowing information as well. On one hand, it's like going to confirm things to you, but then on another hand, it's really going to kind of start paving the way for you at the same time, you know. Also at the same time, this is a brilliant beginning of the month, because also you are gonna feel like you want to explore things. You're gonna feel like very talkative. You're gonna feel like you want to express yourself. Anything that comes to you, anything that makes your heart flutter, you should most certainly do. You should most certainly go for it, because it's your sacred time, and you're going to be guided in so many different ways. And it's going to start at the beginning of May. The mid-May, it's going to bring you like a moment, you know, like basically you need to release the actual situations and people that no longer serve you. But it's not only about people and situation, but it's also very important time to focus on your home, focus on your immediate environment, change things around you a little bit. It's going to be very beneficial for your energy. Change the plants around you a little bit, you know, change things around you. Smudge your home, for example, if you possibly can. You know, this is an important time. What I would highly suggest you, my gorgeous Taurinis, you see, is to get something like this gorgeous and absolutely remarkable amethyst pendant. Look how gorgeous this pendant actually is, and it's a very powerful time for you to have this, because spiritually you're going to be connected like there is no tomorrow. You're going to be like feeling things like from a completely different angle. You will be able to kind of dream a lot. You will be able to remember your dreams, but also at the same time, this is going to protect you, but it's also going to help you to recognize things that you wouldn't normally recognize. And I mentioned in this reading so many times that, you know, the energy is going to be like ooh la la, but then a lot is going to be going on, because you're spiritually growing and you're spiritually awakening. And this is the time when, like, maybe sometimes you're unsure which way to go or what to do. May and June are going to be very similar when it comes to that. And what the amethyst is going to do, it's going to open you up even more, but it's also going to protect you, because when you're open spiritually, you become a little bit sensitive, because you allow so many different energies to come into your dimension. So amethyst is going to gently protect you, but it's on another hand going to help you to guide you along the way. It's going to help you to open yourself up, to open your third psychic eye, to understand things from a much higher angle, but most importantly, to protect you. An amethyst pendant I would highly suggest you to have throughout May and June. And this gorgeous pendant comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Taurinis, you're also supporting my channel as well. I have to say that. Okay, so now the third important yes, just remember that the mid May, it's also the fantastic time to focus on your finances, to focus on your career. If you are retired, for example, to focus on those things that you want to do, on those things that you want to kind of like achieve, on those things that make you feel happy, on those things that you know that you need to do in order to further yourself up, in order to expand yourself in whichever direction you want. Very, very important, because you're going to have that power, which is going to be rather highlighted. The third part of the actual May, it's going to bring you, so the first part of May, mid part of May, and the third part of May, it's going to bring you a moment, you know, that basically, it's like all about your own self-discovery. It's all about your own self-discovery. I know you're going to become aware of the somebody who is just maybe not who they claim that they are, somebody who's draining your energy a little bit, somebody who's not very close to you or anything like that, but that person is going to become the part of your dimension, you know, and that person also has a very strong energy when it comes to like the energy that they naturally project. And you know, and this is why I would highly suggest you to also have something like a tiger's eye pendant. Look at this gorgeous pendant. I would love you to wear this throughout May and June, every single time when you want to achieve something more with your work or more with your personal advancement, every single time when you feel keen to do something, every single time when you're surrounded by the people that you don't want to be surrounded by, every single time when you're surrounded by people who are actually draining your energy. This is going to protect your energy, but it's also going to protect an evil eye. I know it sounds like, oh my god, an evil eye, but sometimes people are very strong, and they don't specifically mean to give you an evil eye, but it depends how strong is their personal energy, what is going on in their lives, and what time you cross and when you cross their path. So sometimes they can just project this evil eye energy, which is very negative, very low, and very bizarre, without even being aware of it. So this is something that I would highly recommend you, that every single time when you want to achieve something great with work, every time when you work with the finances, every time when you focus on career, but also every time when you are surrounded by the people that are actually having a very negative impact or influence on you, tiger's eye is a must. This gorgeous little pendant comes with a sterling silver setting and a gorgeous sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well, and I recommend you to wear both amethyst and the actual tiger's eye pendant throughout May and June as well. Okay, so now the last part of May, as I said, you are going to have a really important moment of the actual self-discovery, and this is just gonna be very vibrant time for you, because it's gonna rejuvenate you, and it's going to really kind of show you the way by the way you're gonna feel. You will want to do a lot, you will want to explore a lot. Anything you want to explore, you most certainly should do at the end of May, because it's not, if you feel like it, because it's not happening just because it's happening for a very important reason, and that reason is going to be revealed to you within the next 3 months indeed. Okay, so now my gorgeous Taurinis, I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you who are single. No, for those of you who are in relationship. No, I'll do these cards here. Okay, so now my gorgeous Taurinis, I'm just going to focus on those of you who are in relationship, and it's for May 2021. Okay, you see, there is going to be the moment that you're gonna learn something very significant. Okay, and what you're gonna learn, for those of you that are couples, it's gonna be so super essential in order to make a powerful decision. So what you're gonna learn at the beginning of the month, it's just gonna kind of slow you both down, but then at the same time it's gonna be super important for both of you in order to understand certain things for what they are, but also in order to kind of like expand yourself and find yourself on a rather interesting learning path, because once you both find yourself on this rather interesting learning path, it can only be beneficial for you, because what's going to happen by the end of the month, my gorgeous Taurinis, for the couples, you are actually going to have a very important idea, and the idea that you're going to have, it's going to be confirmed to you, because first of all, you're both going to talk about it, and then you're going to be like, no, baby, no. But then you're going to get a quite important news, and this is going to be very vibrant time of your life, because that news is going to make you both feel so good, non-related to this, but then it's going to happen at around the time when you were thinking about that idea. So that news is going to really beautifully going to connect to the actual idea that you both had, and you will see the outcome of that. It's going to be an absolutely mind-blowing confirmation what exactly you should do and what exactly your next step as a couple should be. Okay, so now I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you who are single and ready to mingy. Do you know what, my gorgeous Taurinis, are really kind of like a 9 of Wands. You see, you just need to kind of let someone go. You need to let someone go. This is very important. So you're either aware of this person. This is for those of you that are single. You're either aware of this, or you are not you're not aware of this, but there is still somebody at the back of your mind, and you're very emotional, you're very powerful, you're very spiritual, and you're very deep, and very often you don't realize that that person is at the back of your mind. So you first of all need to let someone go. This is very important, my gorgeous Taurinis, and there you go. This is what I'm talking about. So you've got a couple of stages this month. First of all, my babies, you need to let this person go, and then the second stage is there is someone very interesting that is actually going to start appearing to you at around the end of the month, or by the end of the month. And this person is going to be interesting in many different ways, because you're going to like something about them, but you will not be able to tell how come that you kind of feel connected to this person. And this is all to do with your spiritual growth, but also at the same time there is something so beautiful going to be about that person, something so genuine, something so nice, and something so beautiful that you're most simply not going to be able to stop thinking about. So this is going to be very interesting indeed. So it's not going to be that long until this person walks into your life, my gorgeous Taurinis. I love you so much. I hope you like my little shirty shirt. Look, a little angel is writing Sasha Bonasin here. So if you would like to buy this top, you're more than welcome. You will also see like the link is in the description below, alongside my crystals as well. You will be able to buy this gorgeous top if you wish. Okay, my gorgeous Taurinis, I love you all so much, my gorgeous people. And once again, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, bam 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 bam. I love you so much. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous Taurinis. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous Taurinis. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.